May the name of the Lord be praised. Apostle Michael Charles, mention my name. I want us to reconcile the role of the church in the growth of the family. We have had, cases where in a family, the husband and the wife belong to the different denominations. And we have seen cases where, one part, the church or one of the spouse tend to now round down the other parts of the church of the other spouse. And we've seen cases where the church has not been instrumental to the development of the family. We've also seen cases where, even in the same church, where you have both parties worshiping, there have been issues between couples, and the church has not really played a vital role towards resolving such conflicts, because we are all human beings and there are diversities of opinion. So there's no better friendship without quarrels. We all agree to disagree and disagree to agree at the long run. So let us examine the role of the church, towards the unity of the family. Thank you. It's a question. It's not a comment. It's a question. Yes. Whoever is answering the question should, examine that issue.
But the Lord be with us. It shows Apostle Charles as a good politician and an observer. You see, the question, it is not ambiguous. It's very, very simple. I will answer this question by referring to some issues that our father has dealt with in the past. We used to have a man in the church in Nigeria when our late Babalatura was the Babalatura then. Then we have this man. The woman is a member of the church. The husband is not a member of the church. Immediately after service, once the man sees the woman enter into the church, he will beat her seriously. What did Baba do? Baba called her, said, "My dear." In fact, what I should have said initially is to congratulate our father on a well-presented seminar. If you read this through and through over, you'll find that it covers everything about family value. You see, what did Baba Oguyadi did? He said, he called the woman to say, "Listen, you are under a man. The man is the head of your family. Go home. We will continue to assist you in prayer." Because as at that moment, the woman is subjected to underneath a man. The man is the head of the family. The husband doesn't want you there. So what do you expect Baba to do? To say, "No, by force, by fire, you have to stay"? No, it doesn't work like that. Baba said, "Go home to your husband." She went home to her husband. And when the Lord will bring the man to the church, the Lord dragged the man by fire and thunder. When he went mad, the church cured him of that madness. I am telling you, there is a power in this church. I have witnessed it. The man was a fervent member of this church until the day he died. He grew to the rank of senior apostle before he died in Holy Temple. There are several issues like that. That is one. There are some issues. You see, issues come in different form. So the church, it is not easy for the church to get into the deep of all issues. Sometimes when things happen, the church cannot do anything. Their hands are folded. The church will listen to both parties, and if they believe that it is not something they can interfere in, all they will do is advise you and say, according to the issue. There are some issues that the church will be able to deal with, and there are some issues that the church will not be able to deal with. And that's it. So, my brother, when it comes to conflict of marriage, the most important, the bad thing, if you read this, it says, once the man loves the woman like his own, as Baba has identified here, the man loves the woman as his own, then sometimes there are things you may accept. You can have seen issues whereby the husband is a Muslim man, he marries a Christian. And I've seen the other way around where the husband is a Christian and the wife is a Muslim. And it works out. It is because out of love and respect. But because of this family issue here that we're discussing about, is how we interact with one another. That is what really matters. And the role of the church is very, very difficult to interfere. You cannot just go into every family and say, okay, the way we deal with A, that is the way we are going to deal with B. No, it doesn't work like that. It's every family will come. The cases will be according to the church role will be according to the issue. Then the last one, before I put the microphone down, is another thing that happened in the church, and it was dealt with by our late Babaladura Otubu. You see, some families, when they come, and if the church asks you, it is to the degree of the information that you give them that the church can interfere. If Baba asks you, your husband at home, does he put money down in the house? You say yes. Does he perform his right? You say yes. Does he come home to sleep? You say yes. And you say, drive the man come out for church. Baba will ask you what you are saying. This man is a good man. But you are saying, for one reason or the other, you don't want the man in the church. You see, it's limited. You are folding the hand of the church. The only way the church can interfere is if the church has every information and you want them to. But God will continue to guide us. Did I attempt your question?
Okay, it's like to. Yeah, well spoken. I appreciate your response. But I want to also point out the fact that in some cases, I have instances back home from Nigeria, the church has been, not this church, the church has been an instrument of division, of broken homes. You know, it's so unheard of when you see an elder in the church tells a male member that, look, your wife must come with you to the same church. Your wife must be in your church. You can't be there in this church and your wife is in this church. Vice versa. The Bible says, if an unbelieving man marries a believing woman, so long as they have so agreed to be together, that the grace of the woman covers the man. Vice versa. But we've had cases where, you know, not in London. I've had experiences in Nigeria where elders in the church continually run down the church of the other spouse because he or she does not belong to that church. It's an issue that needs to be addressed, right? And besides that, there's an area you didn't touch. For instance, we have a case of a family, a husband and a wife, in the same church, and there's an issue